All right. What up? What up? This is Dante, Barstool Backstage. I'm here with the one and only Robin Nick, better known as the Lost Kings. Fellas, what is up?
What's good?
What's up? What's up?
Thank you so much for having us.
Is there pressure on you right now because we have a family affair? There's a big
I don't know, man. I love it. Like, we're here with some massholes. We got some Be More people. This is like a homecoming show for you guys, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Nick, you're from here?
I'm from Baltimore. Grew up in Baltimore. My family still lives in Baltimore, so it's an easy ride. Every time we come here, everybody comes out. They haven't been to a show in 2 years, so it's a special night to have everybody out here. And they haven't been to a show, experienced a show in 2 years, so to this month. So it feels good to have them out here.
Damn, you went to school around here?
Yep.
Right?
I went to JMU, so hour and a half, like from the peanut gallery over there. An hour and a half from like DC.
I love it. By the way, we are at Echo Stage in Washington, D.C., one of actually the best venue in D.C., for sure. We used to do blackout shows here back in the day. I'm surprised they let us back in. Actually, that's probably why they didn't let us in the doors, Evo.
They knew.
Yeah, they were probably like, this fucking guy. Get out of here. But anyways, so 2 years it's been since you were back in this area? Or like?
No, 2 years since our families come to a show. Yo, last time they came to a show, we were in Vegas for Life is Beautiful. That was 2 years, not 2019, September. And so, it's been that long since they've been able to experience a show. And
that's crazy
yeah.
because you guys have done so much in the
we've
last
done a
2
lot
years.
of shows, but I mean,
no, not
yeah,
like live show-wise,
yeah,
like musically. You put out
music,
some monsters.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff, man. We worked hard over the lockdown and everything, and and it's just been like kind of weird coming back to playing shows, and everybody's doing, it's hard to travel. It's not as easy as it was before. So now it's like, now that we're in town and everybody's close, we can make it happen now.
What have you found has been the most difficult part of getting back in the swing of things?
Oh, man.
I think like having expectations of comparing what shows are usually like to like, we're still not out of the COVID thing. And it's something that you have to deal with. And then also remind yourself that like the shows, they may not be what you think because there's mandates and everything. So it's just like trying to navigate through all that now and have a good show and have a good time and remind yourself like to be grateful that we're actually still on the road no matter what, because like that is what actually matters. But yeah, it's just trying to, I feel like, navigate kind of through that murky water still right now.
Yeah, it's a shit show. So is it safe to say the thing you guys missed most about lockdown was playing in front of live audiences?
For sure. I mean, the experience of playing shows and getting the fulfillment of like the music you're making resonating with people and being able to see it live in person is something that was heavily missed over the lockdown, because it's also inspiring, and you draw inspiration from that, and it allows you to make more music. And so you really had to dig deep over the lockdown to be, to get inspired, because you weren't getting the fulfillment,
right.
So we made a lot of music over lockdown, which was great. We wanted to make the most of it, so that way whenever we got out of it, we could just hit the ground running. But we had to dig real deep to find the inspiration. So now it's great to see, even what we put out over lockdown, that it's resonating with people and people singing the songs,
So, yeah, who were you testing new music out on since you couldn't play it?
Family and friends.
Family and friends,
like,
yeah.
We'll send them the link. Like, that's the one thing is, like, usually when you make something or we put out a new song is you get to reap the benefits of that, like, right away. It's like, oh, we're playing a song and we released it today.
Yeah.
We're playing the song tonight, or we're bringing the artist out. And that was like so different because what did we put out? 5 songs?
Yeah.
Probably over quarantine. It's like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Smashes too. Like,
thank you.
like
Thank
no
you.
joke.
Yeah. Thank
it's
you.
like every release you guys put out is better than the last. I mean, you
Appreciate
guys
that,
are
man.
really, really.
Thank you.
That's T-Ball. That's
Yeah.
our A1 producer over there. So, all right, back to square one. So, for the people out there who aren't super fans, super familiar with you guys, Be More, Andover, Mass.
Yep.
School down here. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Berkeley in Boston. Berklee College of Music.
So you
yeah.
guys, like,
So it's
switched-
full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah,
You
we
guys,
switched
like,
spots.
switched spots.
We spots. Yeah.
How did you cross paths and team up?
So I went to school for 2 years, dropped out, moved to LA. It was like right before he moved to LA, and then we were both doing our thing in LA. Like we both were just like bouncing around doing music. He was DJing, I was producing music, and I was working with a mutual friend of ours, and I was making music in the studio. He was DJing a lot of the parties, house parties that we both had a lot of mutual friends, and so when the DJing thing started blowing up and SoundCloud and remixes and all this shit was blowing up, I, as a producer, was like, I can make this. I want to put this out online. I don't know how to DJ, but I know how to make the music. Then our friend was like, yo, well, you should meet my friend Rob. He DJs a lot of the parties that we go to in LA. So we met on his birthday like 7-8 years ago, and we talked, and I was like, hey, man, I'm making this music. You're DJing. And at first, we were just going to I was going to teach him some production. He was going to teach me how to DJ, and we were going to go our separate ways. Then we started talking. We're like, well, maybe we should do this shit together. And we both had very musically aligned and goals aligned. And so we're like, yo, it'd be better if we teamed up and did it together as opposed to doing it solo. And it's probably the best decision we've ever made because we became friends, started a business, started a musical group, and haven't looked back since. It's been 7-8 years, and we started working right away and continued, till now. So,
Quit the day jobs in a year.
Yeah.
Like everything.
That's one of my favorite questions to ask when in these interviews. Is people love to relate to guys like in your position. What were you guys doing before this?
I mean, we both had day jobs. I was working in a studio, but then I had to work. It was a weird situation, but I had to find a day job. I was working recording school. I was working in missions. So I was making phone calls all day, talking to kids that wanted to get into producing. Meanwhile, I'm like, yo, bro, that's cool, but I got my own dreams. I got my own shit going on. That's cool. So I would do that for 8 hours a day. He was working in radio, and we would work 9 to 5, and then we'd work from 7 to 2 in the morning. We almost got fired multiple times.
I got fired.
He got fired.
I got fired.
Where'd you get
Yeah.
fired from?
Yeah.
So I was working at iHeartRadio. I was a account executive doing sales.
Of course.
And we had a show in the Bahamas, and I had already missed days. I phoned it in for a while, and we were gone for a week, and I just didn't tell anybody. So they're like, Rob, where are you? I'm like, they're trying to call me to deal with problems with the sales I had put in. I'm like, I'm on the beach, if we're being honest. I'm done. I had given up. We had finally got to the point we definitely we probably could have worked the day job for a couple more months. We were in murky territory when we first started, but if we're gonna go all in. Let's go all in.
We bet on ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it was yo, listen,
that.
we I think it was really important because a lot of people are always I don't have the time for this. Look, man, you have the time what you want to make time for. You got to make the time for it. And we made the time for it, and it paid off. So if you don't want to make the time for it, it ain't going to happen for you. And so we realized what it took to work a day job, then work on what we were passionate about. So that way, when we didn't have the day job, we knew the hours it took to be successful. And we've done that for years and years and years and continue to do that. And I think that was really important, instilled in us to be successful and be successful artists.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I appreciate, I don't know, dude, looking back on it, I'm just yo, thank God we only had to work that shit for a year, and then we're able to just go full time. And because at that point we were all right, we're not making that much money, but we're making enough money where we ain't got to work this day job, and we could really maximize what we're doing if we quit the day jobs. And so we took the risk. But that's part of it too.
100%.
You got to take the risk. You got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone to be successful, and a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So,
I love it,
off.
man. I fucking love it. So that's burning the ships, right?
Yeah.
No other fucking alternative.
Right.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
it was sink or swim.
Yo, I'd rather put all my chips in one basket than worry about trying to do 15 million things. Usually, that ain't gonna work out. It's you wanna put all the chips in one basket because that's all you got. That's all you got.
I love it. So one of the things when I first noticed you guys, one of the things I was blown away by and really respect is you guys crushed the Hype Machine, SoundCloud, that whole thing. What was your like secret? How were you guys so good at distributing your music and your remix, getting it heard?
I think just choosing the songs that we wanted to remix. I think taking risks at the time, like, because, you know, obviously in the beginning we wanted to establish ourselves as DJs, so we wanted to make a certain type of DJ level music, but then it became about, hey, we want to experiment and show what we can do as producers and show what we can do as, like, you know, showing our musical taste and putting spins on songs that people wouldn't really expect. And I think that's what really kind of allowed us to grow our fan base. And then also when we switched to originals, because the goal was always like, we're going to do these remixes so people pay attention to us,
for sure,
but we're going to get to originals so people can listen to our story.
For sure.
And that way we can throw different things out there so people are not, like, it's always been a goal of ours to keep it unpredictable. So people are like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do that from song to song, as opposed to like, yeah, I know what you're going to get with them. You're going to get the same song every time. Fuck that. I want to keep it like, yo, I want people to not know what we're going to put out next. And that we try to do that from remix to remix. So like doing Halsey, doing Rihanna, like, yo, whatever it was, trying to keep it and switch it up and like make it different so people didn't know they couldn't put their thumb on what we were trying to do.
And we had like a system to like get Hype Machine number ones too. Like we knew what day we needed a blog post, who to hit up. You know, we would hit the same people up. Okay, we need this. We're going to put out a song on Monday. We need a blog post Wednesday. We need a blog post Friday. That's going to get us to the weekend. And then we're going to hit Hype Machine number one by Monday, get the 150, 200,000 streams. And it was like, I mean, that's how, when we first started coming up, that was the way. I mean, I feel like for some people, they probably don't even know what Hype Machine is right now. But like, that was like the engine of getting known
100%.
A couple years ago.
100%. So you guys got on some Disruptor, right?
Yep.
You guys got on Disruptor's radar, RCA now. I mean, when was the point, and this is like for each of you individually, when was the point where it hit you and you were like, damn, we fucking made it? Not to say that you're done and you've peaked, but when did you realize, like, shit, it's for real now?
I think, like, we had we had a moment like that before we had a manager, before we had an agent, and it was like when we did a remix, a bootleg for Latch, and
which was fucking unbelievable, by the way.
And we sent it to the program director at BPM, Austin Kramer at the time, and we just cold emailed him. He got back to us and was like, yo, I love it. Actually, we love it so much that we're placing Latch with your version. So anytime we were going to play Latch, we're going to play your version. And this is before we had the day jobs, we had everything, but all of a sudden we were on the radio a lot. I think even for like, I told my mom, like, I was like, no, we're on the radio. She's like, all right, you can quit your job now. Like, you can like go for this. And like, that was a moment where like, we're on to something because it didn't have anything to do with the record label or
Mom,
manager.
is that true? Is that a true story? So once he made it on the radio, you were like, I love it. I love it. Nick, what about you?
I mean, I would agree with that, but I still feel like I am not at that point yet. We're not at that. Like, it's as crazy as it sounds, man. I'm so happy for where we are and what we've been able to do, but I mean, if I'm being honest, my expectation level is kind of out of control, and I never feel really satisfied with where we are, and I feel like I'm still waiting on that moment because, like,
dude, what about like Lollapalooza like last month?
I mean, yo, that was
fucking insanity.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, to have, you know, that many fans, like, or that many people at the stage, it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm a psycho though. Like, my mentality is always like, you know, I drive him probably nuts because I always call him on a daily basis like, yo, bro, do you think we're doing this enough? Do you think we're doing that enough? Do you think this was good enough? Like, I call him on a daily basis. Like, I'm never really satisfied. It's just always been my mentality. and I'm a psycho with it. Like honestly,
So is
The
Rob the psychologist of the group?
he is.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is 100%.
But the problem is like what you have these moments, but you're so in them that you're like staring at a painting directly in front of it. So you don't see it until like
That's a great metaphor.
That's our manager Ennis, who's also a psychologist. But there's a chain of psychologists. But
I like that.
you don't really see what you're doing until you're out of it, and then you're like, oh shit, like that is kind of crazy. Like we look at the videos of Lollapalooza, the set time that we had, the audience that we had, but like there's still internally they're like, we want other things done. So like that's amazing on the surface level and like for what we've been able to do, but that's not like the end game. So like that was a goal that we were supposed to play Lollapalooza in 2020. That was our 2020 goal. We did it in 2021. We already have other goals that we are thinking about. So it's like we accomplished some things, but we're already thinking about like what we want to happen in the future. So it's like that's a sick moment, and Lala was unbelievable, but we want to do other things, and we want bigger things. And I think that's kind of what's gotten us to this point, because if you sit back and you're like, oh, this is sick, somebody's going to take your spot.
100%. We're going to do a segment we like to do called Reader Emails, followed by some rapid fires real quick. And we actually have several questions from the same fan named Mojo Rowley. And Mojo asks, fellas, who gets more chicks between the two of you?
oh jeez, okay.
No, it'd be Mojo.
Mojo,
We'll just
for
leave it
sure.
at that.
Good answer. Wrong answer, but good answer. Followed up by, who is more hyped between the two of you?
I think during the show, Nick is more hyped. And then at dinner, I'm more hyped.
Yeah, he's more hype. Yeah.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah. What's up with Cheez-Its?
It's been on the rider from the beginning, but we're gonna switch.
Oh yeah, there they are, right there.
Right. But so the Cheez-Its with Mojo specifically, and like some of our friends,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
just like
kind of
an
become
inside
like
story.
an inside joke. We're like, they're like larger than life guys. Him, Adam, who's Braun Strowman in WWE, like they'll just come on stage and throw Cheez-Its at people. So like that's become the thing. Like Braun's 6'8".
That was the next question, actually, is what's it like partying with me and Braun? Mojo and Braun. Braun is the biggest human being I've ever seen in my
biggest
entire
The
life.
biggest.
He makes Mojo look like
You know,
petite.
I think what it is, why I like partying with them, is that's how I think we see ourselves, but they're actually the physical manifestation of our egos. So like Braun's got the beard, and I'm like, if I was a WWF wrestler, like that would be me. So I look at that, I'm like, I see an alternate reality.
The first time we ever hung out with Braun, we had dinner, and I remember we were at this like random ass spot in Orlando or
What is
Tampa.
Orlando.
with that guy
Yo,
like?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yo,
right,
So we
right.
have dinner with this guy.
The
and
first time
we
meeting
all
him.
get steaks, right? And he's like, he goes to the waiter. He's like, yeah, this steak ain't big enough. I'm gonna need 2 entrees. I watched my man crush 2 entrees like they were both kids' meals. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me, bro? Like, what?
I believe it.
Yo,
I
crazy.
It's like you have a different appreciation for life when you're walking around like the streets of Orlando with a guy who's 6'9" and just like, oh, like this guy
He's
could
like the
break
mountain.
me. Knowing
He's like the
he's the mountain. Knowing that someone is out there like that humbles.
Oh,
you.
yo, I wish I could have saved the video, man. He was in Tampa with us in a Speedo. In a
I
Speedo.
saw it.
Yo, just-
I said
just-
TiVo showed it to me before we got here, and I was like, "How did
Yeah,
Dick stay in that thing?" It was the tightest speedo I've ever seen.
Let's just
On the
say-
biggest guy I've ever seen.
He tucked it. He tucked it.
He tucked it. He
Had
tucked
to.
it. He tucked
Had
it.
to have. Speaking of videos, TiVo. Speaking of videos, pull out the dance video. So Mojo wanted you guys to watch this video.
To do my dance move, the Mojo.
Oh
Turn
god.
sideways to do maximum thrust. So here you go. You start high, break it down. High, break it down. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down. 2 hands and 2 hands and 2 hands. and hammer time, and hammer time, and hammer time, and hump and.
He did that at EDC on stage. He stepped up on the booth in EDC.
You guys
and
brought
did
him
this.
out.
Brought him on the booth.
Yeah, and he stepped out on the booth. I actually have video of this. And he was doing this while the flames were going off at EDC.
Did anyone have a clue who it was?
No, probably not. I don't. Maybe.
No, I bet some.
Some people knew.
But like, what's crazy about him is like that's the mentality.
Oh.
Sober, drunk. Like he's like, oh, I'm not drinking today. We're like, what do you? I thought you were fucked up. Like you're doing like the 1-2 on the fucking CDJ.
I think he's crazier sober than he is.
Oh,
I-
100%. 100.
He brings the hype.
He brings the hype.
He
bro.
is hype.
So between the two of you, who has the better dance moves?
Well, yo, he throws the biggest punch.
Yeah.
We always joke, yo, if he so he always throws a fucking
On like a
punch.
dubstep drop, I'm dangerously close to dislocating my shoulder on a punt. Like that's my move. Is because I let the aggression out on that.
Then we call him Fancy Feet too. His feet.
So
during the show.
I'll take Rob.
No,
Yeah.
we have different moves.
Different
That's
moves.
why we're a duo. We have different moves.
Yeah.
You know, so it works out.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap it up with some rapid fires. First thing that comes to mind with these questions.
Okay.
Bang, bang. Who wants to go first for these?
You go first. I'll go
All
second.
right. It's Rob first, Nick second. Blonde or brunette?
Brunette.
Oh, brunette. Yeah.
Jordans or Yeezys?
Jordans.
Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Favorite movie?
Place Beyond the Pines.
Home Alone.
Oh, good ones. Celebrity crush?
Olivia Munn. But she's going to be a mom now, so she's out. She's out.
Rough.
Emily Ratajkowski.
It's a good answer.
Also a mom.
Yeah, mom.
I know. I feel bad. Your mom's here. Tits or ass?
Oh, God. Mom, block your ears.
Wait, what did he say?
Tits.
Yeah, tits.
Trend you would like to see disappear forever? I'm guessing TikTok.
TikTok.
Die!
TikTok.
Well, you know what makes me mad about TikTok, too, is, like, for us growing up, like, that's like a hockey cheerleader, you know, who only does, like, 4 moves. Like, that's any girl that was a hockey cheerleader is a TikTok star.
Only New England people will understand what you're saying.
Right, but, like, it's like 4 moves, and you're like, wait, that's a dance? What am I watching? Why is this viral? Like, I watched this in high school doing, like, tick, 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 boom, dynamite.
Tebow, you're gonna have to scour the internet for a hockey cheerleader.
Just if you watch hockey cheerleading high school from 2004 to 2007,
right.
that's TikTok.
He's right. 3 or 4 moves straight up. Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Cheat day meal.
Pizza.
Chinese food.
Morning person or night person?
Night.
Morning.
What is a thing on your bucket list?
I want to play Red Rocks.
Sick.
And Coachella's up there, and maybe we'll check it soon.
Strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh, cow tongue.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. I don't think I've eaten anything that strange.
You ate pigeon.
Oh, pigeon. Yeah. Okay.
Squaw? Or what do they call it? I think they call it squaw.
Squaw.
Window seat or aisle seat?
Window.
Window for sure.
Window.
If you could be a part of any sitcom family growing up, who would it be?
I'd be with the Bankses in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Friends.
I love that. Favorite workout routine?
Chest.
My thumbs in Warzone.
Very unique answer. Most hated workout routine?
Legs.
My thumbs in Warzone.
I love it. Oh, this was fucking great. You guys are awesome. I love seeing your progression, career arc. You guys are on the up and up. Wish you nothing but the best. Thank
Appreciate
you so
it,
much
man.
for doing this.
Appreciate
man.
you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So pumped to see you rip up Echo Stage tonight. Fam and friends, yeah, that's my man. That is my man.
Let's have a night.